On to our next one, D, the Ivanhoe Water Project. Mr. Turlington, Mr. Ross.
Good afternoon. I've come again to give you an update on Ivanhoe project, and we have made some progress since last meeting that I come before you. I was looking back through some of my notes today, and we signed contract with Dewberry in late 2022. So it's been a long process. It's 40-plus miles of water lines going to have to be put in. Since we signed with Dewberry, there's been surveys done, there's been designing done, permits done, easements done. It's been a lot of hard work put in for this project. After I talked with y'all last month, we got our final permit from DWI. There were some changes back and forth they wanted done. We did what they wanted, and we have got the drawings and all to their specifications exactly like they wanted. So we're ready to proceed on. I'm going to let David and Emma, our engineers, come before you and give you an update of what's to come. David.
Good afternoon, David Ross, and have Emma here too. She's going to be kind of holding our presentation, so let me know if y'all can see it. Might want to move up so the board can really see it. I did give Stephanie this packet, so y'all should all have this packet with you currently. And on the front page of that, it gives kind of a brief summary of the Ivanhoe project. And then it talks a little bit further about the status and what the design elements are for this project. The biggest thing that I wanted to discuss tonight, just so everybody's on the same page, like Mark said, the Division of Water Infrastructure, their approval letter is the third page in this packet. And inside of that, they spelled out what the project would be between what's the base bid and what is our bid alternates, or what you would call additives to the project. So this project from the very beginning, the entire thing has been meant to get water to Ivanhoe. That's been clear, that's been clearly defined this entire time. Then that's what this spells out to. The base bid for this project is to get water to Ivanhoe. So I'm gonna I'll list out the names of the roads and I'll point them out so you're aware. The base bid that we have is gonna be Lifts and Bridge Road, Harrell's Highway, Section 1. I guess Emma, you can put them out. Yeah, that'll work better. Clear Run School Road, Tomahawk Highway, Fire Tower Road, Hoover Road, Alpine Church Road, Ivanhoe Road, G. Shaw Road, Barn Hill Road, Jump and Run Road, Eddie L. Jones Road, McCoy Loop Road, Trestle Road, and Dr. Carr Road. So that is our base bid project. That's going to be what the contractor gives us his initial quote on. And then after that, that gives us this entire area, this entire loop, or well, except for Wildcat Road up here. And that's not necessarily neither. It's not as many homes in this area, and it's not as part of this initial island. So as we determined, this is the best approach for us to get water to them. The alternates that we have for the additives are going to be adding the additional roads. So that would be Harrell's Highway, this section here, going to Garland, which also allows us to have water here on East 2nd Street. But the additive B is that one. Additive C is Harrell's Highway 2. So we are, as part of this, having to install a booster pump station. And from that booster pump station, to get water to Garland, because the hydraulic grade is uphill, we have to have a second water main going up Harrell's Highway. But that would be included in our additive C. Our additive D is East 2nd Street. Our additive E is the, parallel line in Wildcat Road. So Wildcat Road is that section right there. That would help us create a loop. That's kind of helps us with water quality, turnover rates. Without that, it's just a long dead end water main. So we want to have that in there if we can, but we got to work to see what the costs come in from the contractors. So to add on to that, you can see in that DWI letter what they consider eligible, and it lists it out specifically like I just went through. And as we go through this project, it has been put out to bid. The advertisement went into the Sampson Independent last week. Once we received the approval from DWI on August 22nd, we prepared that advertisement, sent it to the Sampson County Independent. It is in the newspaper, I think maybe last week. It was Wednesday of last week is when it was in the newspaper. And if you do not see that advertisement, it's also going to be posted on the website for the county. Gene Coe has been working with us on that to get everything on that. And you also find a webpage kind of for that. It has links. We have videos going through describing the project, going through frequently asked questions for this project, trying to get as much information to everybody that we can so everybody's well informed for the project moving ahead. Looking forward, so the advertisement went out last week. Schedule from here on out, The bidding documents became available last week for the contractors who have reached out to us. We are the agency. If they reach out to Mark, he's instructed to let us know, and then we send those documents to the bidders. After that, we will have a pre-bid conference, and that is September 16th at 2 o'clock. It'll be at the County Public Works Department. The bidders and questions from the bidders will be due at 5 PM on September 26th. And we will hold the bid opening on October 3rd. That's a Thursday. Please note one thing on that too, is that for us, the state statute, for us to open the bids, we have to receive a minimum of 3 responsible bidders. So if that is not received, we will have to re-advertise the project for a minimum of 7 days to meet the statutes. So hopefully we'll receive enough. We've been reaching out. We have, Dewberry internally has reached out to the NC Hub website to go out and reach out to all the minority businesses, women-owned businesses, to try to get their involvement as much as possible in this project. So we have all the records for that. We've gotten a few interested folks, and we're keep on running that down too. But once we have that bid and the bids come in and we're within the project budget that we had defined in this DWI letter, at that point, we're going to come back to you all to present a resolution to adopt and award the project to the lowest responsive bidder. We hope to have that on the October 7th meeting, which would be the meeting directly after the October 3rd. However, we do not receive the 3 bids. We would likely need to push that back to get 7 days in. So that is where we're currently at. Once the bids have been received, the next step to that, and this is all defined in that first letter that from Mark to you all, is that we are going to have our marketing campaign start in that area. We don't want to preemptively get out there and market all the roads, and we don't know what the final alternates will be. But we will do that once we have our bid awarded, and that would be a 60-day marketing campaign. We'll basically hang our door flyers. The county, Gene will help put stuff on the website, let everybody know this is when it's going to happen. We're going to have community meetings out there. We're probably going to work with you on a lot of that too. So anything we can do to get out there and make sure everybody's aware of it, that's what we're going to do. So that's where we're at. We're anticipating after that 60-day period, once we have your resolution, we have to go back to DWI and get their authority to award the project. That's typically a 60-day turnaround period. So that's why that 60-day marketing campaign makes sense in that interim period. And after that, we are able to start construction. The construction anticipation for this is over a year. We have about 550 days is what we're anticipating. Everything needs to be constructed by the end of 2026. So that is our end date when the grant and stuff needs to be completed, all construction needs to be done. So that is the overview and the status of the project right now. Are there any questions for me?
Anyone have questions? or
Well,
comments?
just for color references, down at the bottom on Alpine Road, and those, is that 4-inch or 12-inch?
Yep, 4-inch. Yep, so the majority, there's no 12-inch. We were able to keep everything 8 inches or smaller. A lot of that is due to having this booster pump station and the looping down here. Sampson County, if you are not aware, or if you are, is not a fire-rated system. So we aren't required to have a minimum of 6-inch pipe everywhere. And a lot of places throughout the county will use 4-inch for more residential connections. And that's the majority of everybody in this area that we're anticipating is residential.
And the reason for that is to put those big lines in, we couldn't anywhere come close to serving as many people.
That's right. If we, the larger lines, that, we'd need a lot more customer base down there. And the cost would be a lot higher as well.
Yeah.
And one other thing too, the larger lines you have, the more flushing that the county has to do procedurally. And currently, we're flushing a lot of water as is. So if we can reduce that or not add to that, that's what we're trying to do.
Right. Maybe Mark's got the price, but to put a 12-inch line is so much a mile. Mark, do you remember, have that figure on your top of your head?
I do not.
And as of recently with all the stuff happening, it has been kind of up and down a lot. So we don't have a great idea of that exact cost right now.
Well,
I think
it goes
last time we had it, for a 12-inch line, for one project we did was around $400 a linear foot. So if you want to look at it for a mile perspective, that adds up pretty quickly.
It's expensive. It's exponential as opposed to being double. In other words, go from 4 to an 8 would be double. It's far more than that.
That's right.
And then to the other thing I'd like to point out, this is just to get this in, and of course, this is all made available only because of the grant that we received.
Correct,
This is all funded by the grant.
correct.
However, in the future, we will have to maintain this and our system will have to have those costs. And so it's a ongoing expense for the county.
That's right.
Anyone got any more questions or comments?
We are certainly glad that you have gotten this far. It's been a long time, but we know that it's coming. Unlike in the past, we know that it's coming. And I'm certainly glad, and on behalf of the citizens of Ivanhoe, they are thrilled about what's taking place. And I see that you have included Wildcat in there now.
So Wildcat is one of our additional ones that if we do have the money available, we will be doing that one.
Okay, all right, thank
And
you.
it's just that, like I said, this section that we have showed right there on number 10. So this is the limits of the project. So if anybody has any questions, Gene, I believe this is gonna be available on the website. This is that map. So if anybody has questions about where projects are, it will be this one. And just remind them too, that I try to make it as clear as possible, but this basically is your base bid. So the ones that will be, if the minimum project to happen will be all these numbers here, and then adding up. So that's kind of how I try to lay it out. Hopefully it's clear enough, but if there's not, let us know if you have any questions and we can update it.
I'd also like to point out our water system is an enterprise system. It's self-supporting. There's no tax dollars in it. Through grants and money that we can generate through our existing system, we're able to add more lines in. And of course, that's a ongoing process. We try to increase that as much as funds will allow. Any other questions? Any comments? Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Okay, at this time,